Have you ever wondered what happens to the glass you put in recycling? Well, they get crushed down into really small pieces and then heated until they turn into molten glass. The molten glass is then shaped and turned into something new, like this cookie jar. And believe it or not, these cookies are made in a very similar way to recycling glass. Want to see how to make them? Then let's get scienced! These are dinosaur cookies made from sugar glass. To make them at home, you only need 4 ingredients: 200 grams of butter, half a cup of sugar, 2 cups of plain flour, and 200 grams of hard candy, such as these lollipops. You'll also need a baking tray, baking paper, a large bowl, a rolling pin, dinosaur cookie cutters, a sharp knife, and an adult to help you. Start by separating your candy into bags of different colors. Next, use a rolling pin to crush the candy into really small pieces. The smaller the pieces of candy, the better, so keep going until it looks like a powder. I ended up using a mortar and pestle to make sure the candy was really crushed up. Once you've crushed the candy, place it into a clean bowl, one for each color, and cover these with clear wrap. Now it's time to wash your hands and to make the cookies. Add the butter and sugar to a large bowl and mix with your hands for about 2 to 3 minutes until smooth. Then add the flour to the bowl and mix the dough together using your hands. I found crumbling the dough into smaller pieces and then squishing it back together worked really well. Place the dough on a lightly floured surface and roll it out with a rolling pin. Try to get it about ½ centimeter thick. Use the cookie cutters to cut out the dinosaur shapes and place them on a baking tray lined with baking paper. Ask an adult to use a knife to carefully cut out the middle of the dinosaur shapes, leaving about ½ centimeter of cookie around the edge. Save this middle cookie dough because you can roll it out again to make even more cookies. Preheat the oven to 160 degrees Celsius, fan forced. Now for the fun part, adding the powdered candy. This is where you get to choose the color of each dinosaur and shape. I'm making this one green, this one purple, and this one orange. I'm also going to make some a mix of colors. Bake the cookies for 12 to 15 minutes, or until they're golden and the candy has melted. Remove the tray from the oven and leave it to cool down for 10 minutes. Then transfer the cookies to a cooling rack and leave them to cool down for another 10 minutes. Once they're cooled down, hold the cookies up to the light to see the sugar glass effect. How cool do they look? These can be stored in an airtight container and enjoyed over the next few days. So how is sugar glass similar to glass? You might have heard that glass is made from sand. In particular, a specific part of sand known as silica or silicon dioxide. The silica is mixed with limestone, soda ash, and other ingredients, and then heated to form molten glass. The molten glass is then cooled down really quickly, locking the particles into random positions. We call this type of solid an amorphous solid. This is different to a crystalline solid, which has its particles arranged in an orderly pattern. The sugar glass we made today is also an amorphous solid, which is a little bit surprising because sugar can also form crystals, such as rock candy. But our sugar glass was made from crushed lollipops, which contain sugar, as well as corn syrup, colors, and flavors. Adding corn syrup to the mixture stops sugar crystals from forming because the corn syrup gets in the way of the sugar molecules. Instead, we get an amorphous solid, which is hard, smooth, transparent, and brittle, all the same properties as glass. I hope you have fun making these sugar glass cookies at home. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time on Silly Science with Simon.